Hey everybody. So I just wanted to talk about something that I've been saying for a long time about Donald Trump and how the swamp really fumbled the ball because had they just treated Donald Trump the correct way, they could have had everything. They could have had there was absolutely nothing that Donald Trump would have not lended his ear to adjusting. Maybe not. I mean, he would even listen to the whole woke stuff. He really would have. And if you would have came up to him the proper way, I'm sure there could have been a compromise that could have been made. But unfortunately, they decided to go the fake news route and they just, for some reason, despise him. I don't know if it's because he was a successful person, successful with his show, such a strong popular figure, or if it was just the simple fact that he's a Republican, but I don't really think it was that because when Bush was around it wasn't like this. You know, all this horrible shit was just basically a personal thing, and then now it's become a Republican thing by association. But I just don't understand why they have such an issue with Donald Trump. It's pretty ridiculous. But yeah, anyways, let's get to the video.
And, I'm like, great. He's going to call me a whore. He's going to call everyone, whatever. And he gets up and he goes, this is what's wrong with America. All these Hollywood elites beating up on a self-made man. Ooh. And we're like, what?
This is why the Democrats just suck so bad. Putting aside Iran for a second, it's like, man, you guys, whether it was immigration or economy or literally any topic, Donald Trump would have negotiated with you on anything. From day one, 10 plus years ago when he took office, there was no topic that Donald Trump would have said is off limits, like, that's how I'm going to do it and I'm not going to talk to anybody about it. You would have had the most amenable Republican president, and you probably still do even now, but you guys just exist to
Possibly.
try to take him out. And in some sense, that's what Iran's doing too.
Because Trump is
right? Iran is operating sort of in
Trump
the
is
same way
easy to
as
forgive.
the Democrats. I mean, at least Iran shows
He
up
just
to
wants the
meetings
best for the
and
country.
negotiates and then lies about it. The Democrats don't even show up to meetings. But whether you're Iran or the Democrats, man, this is as good as it's going to get you, ding dong. Well, that's not quite right. If the Democrats take office, as I said, they'll probably build the nuclear bomb for the Iranian regime and send it over there. But in terms of being able to work with someone for an honorable deal
That would
that
be some
everyone can
shit.
walk away and feel somewhat good at, or at least equally bad about, Trump was the guy. Here is Trump saying what he will do now if these guys who he now says he fully does not trust do not come around one more time.
Do you anticipate that the strikes were seen this week against Iran will expand? Are you considering hitting energy targets or other locations inside of Iran?
I'll save the energy targets for last, but ultimately we'll hit energy targets, yeah. But we're going to hit them very hard tonight. We're going to hit them very hard tomorrow night. We're going to hit them very hard the night after. And then next week it gets really bad for them because next week comes the power plants. Next week comes the bridges. We're going to knock out all their power plants. We're going to knock out all their bridges unless they get to the table and negotiate.
We got that 20-day memorandum of understanding, and it calmed down for a little bit. So is he throwing out another one of those? And Trump obviously understands that you can't keep going with the crazy rhetoric and never act. You can't go with crazy rhetoric every day and then just randomly blow up a couple things. So here he's being much more specific.
All they had to do was make a deal, honestly. By doing what they decided to do, I don't know if they think that they're making a mockery of Trump or making a fool of Trump. And that's fine. They can think that, they can believe that. It might even be true a little bit. But at the end of the day, it wasn't your best. It's not going to end well for you. It's really not. You know, you can make them look as much of a fool as you want, but at the end of the day, who's going to end up suffering the most? It's going to be the Iranian people, the Iranian government, because they'll probably end up dead, just like their predecessors, you know, and their predecessors. You know, it's just, I don't understand why these people. I guess it's their pride, right? Or they hate America that much that they just refuse to. I don't know. It's just, I just don't see why a nuclear weapon, you know, is such a is something that they're not willing to bend on, you know. And it's like it's clear to me that, like, it should be clear to everybody that their purpose is not for sustaining energy and stuff like that. It's not for energy purposes, because they can have that. They can have that. As long as they're supervised, they can have the, you know, enrichment necessary to use it for energy purposes. But they want it so they can, you know, hold the world hostage, basically. You know, because they're terrorists. They're terrorists, and when you have a nuclear weapon, you can terrorize anybody. You know, and it'll be to the point where we can't even nuke them without them nuking us. So then they'll be able to hold us hostage with the idea of nuking us. You know, they're gonna be like, hey, if you don't give us a shitload of money, we're gonna nuke you guys. And then we can't be like, oh, well, fuck these guys, let's nuke them first. Because as soon as they see that we nuke them, then they're gonna nuke us, and then it's just gonna be the end of the world, dude. Like, or the end of at least 2 countries, but most likely the world. And that's just a terrible thing. Nobody should want that, but apparently these people. And you can't say that they're bluffing, because you can't really call a nuclear bluff. That's way too serious of a thing. You know, nobody should have the ability to call that bluff. That's too strong, too impactful, and disastrous of an outcome. You have to believe the bluff. You have to, like, there's no way you can call that.
Yeah, the bridges, the power plants, like next week we'll do it. It's so weird how war is fought in the modern times, if you think about it. It's like I'm basically a play-by-play guy for war. And then I could have a color kebab. Did you see that tonight we're going to do this? And the stats on the bomb drops are about in 350. And like, it's just kind of nuts. But in any event, he is basically saying, here, come back and say something to him. I'm just getting this one on the fly. They're putting it in front of me, so I'm reading it as I'm seeing it for the first time. This from the Kobisi letter. Breaking: President Trump says Iran called him a while ago and they want to make a deal. The U.S. stock market extends its rally to a new high of the day. So that's nice to see on the economic side. Again, okay, so they want to make a deal again. Trump keeps saying they keep making deals, and then they literally walk out of the room and they say they didn't agree to what they just signed on to. So I don't know what that means any more than you do. I suppose Michelle Cummings, who's comic, I just saw her at the Bill Maher Kennedy Center thing. She 10 plus years ago, so when Donald Trump, right before he was running for president, they did a Comedy Central roast of Donald Trump. And Whitney is certainly not a conservative. I don't think she's a Trump supporter in any way. Like, she's just kind of like a Hollywood lefty liberal. But here she goes on a podcast, and watch how she talks about how Trump's reaction to the roast and turning it on the people in that room is so consistent with the man we've now come to know. Watch.
So they kept telling us, you know, he's going to run for president. Like there's this fact sheet. And we're like, okay, we're talking about his college. He's had a steak business. He had, he's had every sort
Apprentice, all that.
all of it.
Yeah.
And so we're going all these other ways, the hotels and the blah, blah, blah. And we're ignoring the president thing. We're just like, that's a stunt. It's silly. Like, what are you talking
Hilarious.
about? Then he gets up there and, I'm like, great. He's going to call me a whore. He's going to call everyone, whatever. And he gets up and he goes, this is what's wrong with America. All these Hollywood elites beating up on a self-made man.
Ooh.
And we're like, what?
He was dead ass?
And he that was like his first step
Trying to be like,
in being like likable, and it was genius. And people started blaming us for like, you made him likable, you made him seem like an underdog. Like the roast was like his first sort of like step. And then afterwards, you customarily go up and say like, thank you for being such a good sport. And I went hard, and he was kind of like, and I truly kind of felt bad. And I went up to him and he pulled me in and he just went, that was great television.
So there's a couple of things there. Like the great television part doesn't surprise me. He doesn't take this stuff personally, but that at his own roast, he pointed out to all of these idiots. It's so consistent for so many years that he has been the one fighting the machine. Obviously, the 40-year consistency on the Iran thing and everything else. And the point that he can be railed against, they can say the nastiest things about him, and then often he brings these people in. Let's not forget what he was calling him Little Marco, and Rubio was going after him like crazy 10 years ago, and now he's the freaking all-star of the administration, and there's a million examples of that. Those of you of a certain age, the host there, I don't know her name, but she said dead ass, and what that means, you might be a little confused. Dead ass means like, yo, really?
Dead serious.
Right? That's pretty good, yeah. And then we were going through a few others for these for the audience here that might be older than, I don't know, 12. There's a couple other phrases. No cap, do you guys know what that is? No cap is like, can't do any more. No cap. I did everything I could do, right?
No. It means like it's real. It's not a lie.
Oh, sorry.
Cap.
Well,
Cap means lie.
oh, cap is a lie, and no cap means
Not a lie.
not a lie. Give me one or two more. What else did we have? Type is like that's cool. We used to say cool. You guys say type. And one more.
On God.
On God?
Like.
On God? Oh, on God, like I swear to God?
Swear to God.
Yeah.
On God.
And what was the one that Joey was doing with the fingers?
Clock it.
Clock it. You know about this one, clock it. Like if someone says something like, yo, you want to go,
like clip
what are the
it,
kids doing these
you know.
days? You want to go get a hamburger at the burger joint? Yo, clock it. Like I'm going to take note of that. I'm getting older by the second.
Like set it up, make it official, clock it. But yeah. I mean, Trump is he forgives very easily. He's willing to move past things as long as you stop the stupid shenanigans. He just wants to, Trump, you can say he's narcissistic, and he probably is, right? But one thing you cannot deny is that his image is very important. So what makes you think that he's willing to do crooked, nasty shit and risk his image and his legacy? He wants to be, he wants to be one of the best presidents there's ever been in history, because that's very important to him. So that's why when they say all this stupid shit that, oh, Epstein this and this and that and all these negative things, accuse him of like all the MSNBC and CNN bullshit, all the fake news that they talk about him. Like, you really think he would risk his legacy, and tarnish the Trump name by doing these stupid shenanigans that they claim he's doing and accuse him of doing? That's the stupidest shit ever. That's not what he's about. He would never even risk tarnishing his last name like that. But these people just, obviously they have their own agenda, and they're going to say whatever they want in hopes of somehow, instead of raising their game, they want to lower him. And that's not the way to go.